We here again with another story. This one is coming from the National Review. Attorney General Barr raises concerns over widespread phenomenon of black males facing disproportionate policing. Okay, so let's see what he has to say. I'm glad it's finally been brought to his attention. Attorney General William Barr revealed Wednesday that he believes the country has a widespread phenomenon of African American men being unduly treated poorly by the police, adding that it's something we have to address. I do think it is a widespread phenomenon that African American males, in particular, are treated with extra suspicion and maybe not given the benefit of the doubt. You don't say. Barr explained to ABC News correspondent Pierre Thomas, I think it is wrong if people are not respected appropriately and given their due, he added, and I think it's something we have to address. Question is, do you really think he feel like that? But let's take him at his word. Maybe he do. Maybe he does. Barr said that George Floyd's death in Minneapolis had affected his outlook on the situation. Well, I think that affected the whole world's outlook. When you have an unarmed, handcuffed man and you have a racist police knee on his neck for almost 9 minutes. And what's really sad about that is despite all the other countless police killing of our brothers and sisters, it took this before you had this reflection. You took this before having an effect on your outlook on this. It took that. Before the George Floyd incident, I thought we were in a good place. So with the Trayvon Martin killing, Michael Brown, Sandra Bland, Audrey Botham, I think that's his name, the guy that was killed in Georgia, Tamir Rice, and all of those other brothers and sisters that I didn't name. You really thought that y'all were in a good place. Once again, as we see time and time again, here goes this mentality. Here's a look into their mind, a look into the way that they think. You know, how has it been? How have we been in a good place when they've been killing, raping, and robbing people since the beginning of this country, the beginning of the illegal occupation? How could we have been in a good place? I think that this episode in Minneapolis showed that we still have some work to do in addressing the distrust that exists in the African American community towards law enforcement. Studies have found that police are more likely to use non lethal force when the suspect is African American or Hispanic compared to when the suspect is white. But the police are no more likely to shoot an unarmed suspect if that person is a person of color. Barr revealed that the Justice Department's civil rights investigation into the narcotics unit of the Springfield, Massachusetts police found a department that was engaged in a pattern and practice of using excessive force. And you know, I was in Springfield, Massachusetts, you know, a long time ago. And Kateria, may you rest in peace. You know, a friend girl of mine's there that was killed, murdered in New Mexico. But he argued that pushes to, well, you know what, let me go back. Barr revealed that the Justice Department's civil rights investigation into the narcotics unit of the Springfield, Massachusetts police found a department that was engaged in a pattern of practice of using excessive force. Apologize if I read that twice. I just, thought about, my dead homegirl that had passed away, and it kind of threw me off, man, because it was sad that she was murdered like that. And whoever murdered her, I hope and pray that you get caught and brought to justice. but he argued that pushes to defund the police in the wake of Floyd's death and widespread protests were misguided. We have to think about more investment in the police, he explained. So one of the things we've been talking about is trying to direct some of the health and human services money and grant programs and sync it up with law enforcement spending so we can enable the departments to have co-responders. That is, social workers and mental health experts who can go on certain kind of calls to help. Barr also pushed back on the narrative surrounding the Black Lives Matter movement, saying that while all human life is sacred and entitled to respect, and obviously Black Lives Matter, claims of African Americans being murdered by police overlooked the impact of black on black violence. It's not surprising you would say that. You know, they're killing each other anyway, so we should just overlook what the police are doing. And also, let me just say this too. The black on black violence, that has to stop. You know, we can't exist. And there will be none of us left if they keep killing us and we keep killing us. We will cease to exist as a nation of people, which are the true Hebrews of the Bible by blood, the Israelites, the ancient Israelites. It is distorting the debate to some extent because it is used really to refer almost exclusively to black lives that are lost to police misconduct, he said. Then you compare it to 8,000 homicides in the African American community, those black lives that matter too. And those are lives that are protected by the police. He got a valid point there. And that number is startling if it's true. Let me read that one more time. Then you compare it to 8,000 homicides in the African American community. Those are black lives that matter too. And those are lives that are protected by the police. So those 8,000 people that he's referring to, if those numbers are correct, were not killed by the police. And if those numbers are correct, man, that far exceeds the number of us that's been killed by the police. You know? And that's why, you know, those rappers that want to always rap about killing their own people and stuff like that, that's why y'all need to shut your mouth and quit inciting violence in your own neighborhoods. Hey, and that was it. That was the end of the story. So, yeah, it's good that, you know, it was brought to his attention. It was good that he see that and recognize that. But we also have to recognize that and stop killing one another. Because I'm pretty sure, you know, out of all the listeners, you know, on YouTube and things like that, we all know someone that has been lost to violence. And it's up to us to make a difference so that our children can have a better future than what we have. So not only do we have to hold those people accountable, but we have to hold ourselves accountable too and clean up our neighborhood. So with that being said, family, I say shalom, and I'll see y'all on the next video.